In terms for you, over 300 plus appearances for Rushden, was it personally satisfying on Tuesday evening?
Yeah, delighted to get the result. I was disappointed with some comments that were written in the paper in Northamptonshire that I'd rather be playing for Rushden than Mansfield. That was totally wrong. It was totally taken out of context. I was completely misquoted. I think if you read the programme that was on Tuesday night, you know, that isn't the case whatsoever. I'm delighted to be here at Mansfield. What I said was maybe in hindsight I'd have stayed at Rushden rather than signed for Luton. You know, that's got nothing to do with now and me playing for Mansfield Town. So, you know, I was disappointed with those comments and that they've come out. But it was absolutely, you know, I think that's only the second time I've played against my former club and got a result. So yeah, I was delighted to beat them and put one over on them. And you know, although I've got a lot of time for Rushden, it's about Mansfield Town now for me. And hopefully, you know, we can look at that result and then give us a bit of confidence for, you know, going into the end of the season. And Oxford tomorrow, another one of my old teams that I'm looking forward to going and beating. And you know, we can take it on from there.
I think it's 40 plus appearances you made for Oxford in your brief stint there for them. In terms of that game tomorrow, though, it doesn't get any easier for Mansfield Town, does it? You took on a good Rushden side on Tuesday night, and this is going to be a difficult side to play against, even if they are, shall we say, in a patchy run of form at the minute. Yeah,
they had a great start to the season. I think they've had quite a few changes to the side throughout that period, and they've hit a bit of a dodgy patch. It's a good job they had a good start to the season, obviously with the results they've had recently. But you know, they'll be a good team. They'll be organised. They'll be strong. They've got some talented players. Constable up front scored a lot of goals this year. He's always dangerous. They've got a lot of experience at this level, and it'll be a tough place to go. It's not, you know, the Oxford fans will get behind them. They're a fantastic bunch to have behind them at the Kassam, and yeah, it will be tough. You know, any game away from home, any game in this league is tough, but especially going there because, you know, they want to get decent results before the playoffs, and I'm sure they'll be wanting to start that tomorrow.
On Tuesday night, you were playing in the centre of midfield, it looked like, for large parts of the game. The previous game you'd been out on the left. Tomorrow afternoon, you could be able to put left back. What would you make of that?
To be honest, I don't mind left back. I think in the modern day game you get much of the ball at full back as you do anywhere, and that suits me. I played there for probably about 60 minutes against Cambridge when Bruffy went off, and you do get a lot of the ball. You do see a lot of the ball. You can see the whole picture in front of you. Yeah, I won't mind playing there if that's the case. I think Nico's struggling with his arm, so I don't think, obviously with Craig Armstrong on loan at Forest Green, I don't think Gaffer's got too many options. So if I have to slot in there, as long as they don't play a quick winger, I'll be alright. You know, no, you know, defensively, obviously, it's not, defensively not my strongest point of my game, but if I have to do a job, then I will.
Now, and in terms of, you know, you've spoken to us before, and you've spoken to us about other clubs that you've played for. Have you upset the Oxford fans? I remember when we spoke to you about the Kettering game, you were expecting a tasty reception from those fans. What about the Oxford lot?
Yeah, they don't like me. I think that's fair to say.
Surprise?
Yeah, that's fair to say. No, when I left the club, obviously Jim Smith was manager, and I left the club and told the truth about him in the newspaper, which the Oxford fans didn't like. You know, all I've ever said when I have said things in the press has been the truth, and I'll stand by that. What I said was honest and truthful, and you know, if you ask other players who were in that dressing room at the same time, they'd have said the same thing. You know, I certainly don't retract what I said. You know, we had a disappointing time there at Oxford. We started unbelievably the season. We got relegated. I think we went 22 games unbeaten, and we finished second and lost in the playoff semi-final, and it was a big disappointment. And I know I believed at the time that the manager played a big part in that, as did the players, as did I. But like I say, you know, all I did was tell the truth. That, you know, the Oxford fans have always made me feel, or always made their feelings clear to me when I've returned to their ground, and I'm sure they will tomorrow. But like I say, it's water off the duck's back, really. You know, I take it on the chin. It's, as I said before, you know, there's bigger games that bigger players have had abuse, so it's not really going to affect me.
I think you're a player that, you know, thrives on maybe that confrontation, aren't you, Andy?
Yeah, you could say that. You know, I don't think a bad player's gone back to a club and got booed. You know, so it gives you that little bit that, you know, perhaps it is you know, they did at times possibly, you know, enjoy the way I played, and you know, that's what I intend to do, entertain people. That's, you know, what my game's about. So maybe it's a little bit of that, but yeah, it doesn't bother me. I do enjoy it sometimes. You know, you look up and have a little smile at them and see them all growling at you, and you think, wow, you know, surely they've got better things to do than growl at me. You know, enjoy the game, but you know, that's up to them.
Are you honest when you leave football clubs, or are you honest whilst you stay at one?
No, I'm honest all the time. I think, you know, there's no point in not saying how it is. You know, I don't leave a football club and then go bang 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 hammer them. You know, I left Luton and you know, and thoroughly and said when I left Luton, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. It didn't work out and moved on. Same as when I left Rushden the second time. You know, that's you know, that's just me. I'm honest, and I will be. And you know, I wish sometimes that more people in football were honest and said what they thought rather than saying what they think people want to hear. And if people don't like that, then that's up to them. But I certainly wouldn't have come out of Oxford and come out of working under Jim Smith, who has had a fantastic career and worked at the top level and made things up. You know, that's not the way I work, and that would have been pointless. So it was only the truth, and if they still ridicule me for that, then so be it.
Coming onto this weekend's game against Oxford, if I said to you that, you know, Mansfield Town haven't put a back-to-back win since October, that would pretty much sum up why this club's not in the playoffs, would it not?
Yeah, I mean, like I say about consistency, that's me, and sometimes that goes throughout the whole team. If we had a few more back-to-back victories, then we would be in the playoffs, no shadow of a doubt. So yeah, it would be nice to finish the season off with a couple more wins.
It's a difficult place there to go, isn't it, to try and get a back-to-back victory. Okay, Oxford are in patchy form at the minute, but they're still a very good side.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of very good players, a very big squad. Like they'll be well organised, like most teams are in this league, and then they've got that bit of quality, and then they've got a lot of fans supporting them. So if we can go there, set up a bit better than we did the other night, try and nick an early goal and maybe get their fans onto them a bit, and then try and take it from there.
A difficult side to stretch on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think they'll be organised. I think they'll be trying to be on the front foot, but I think we'll go there with our own game plan to stretch them as much as we can.
You've mentioned there the Oxford fans. They average over 5,000 spectators for a home game this season. Is that sort of maybe, you know, a real cauldron that you're going to go into? Because in the Blue Square Premier, you don't often play, you know, in front of crowds that size.
Yeah, I mean, well, the second game this season we went to Luton and I think it was over 7,000 there. I don't think it really phased us. I think we were a bit unlucky there. A couple of set pieces and penalty and an own goal. So I don't think it'll phase too many players, but it'll be. I think the lads will just go out and enjoy it. I think because sort of the pressure's off now, we can just go out and express ourselves.
Are you a player that grows on, you know, maybe the pressure from the crowd? Okay, you said there's no pressure in terms of the result or the points where it'll leave Mansfield, but you know, if you have got 5,000 supporters wanting to be on your back, then you know, are you a player that grows with that? Is that something that stays you on?
I think I thrive off that sort of thing. I get the taunts, Tubby and all that, so I sort of laugh it off and just then go out and enjoy myself.
Are you?
A little bit.
Why is that, Louis? Is that because, you know, you're a bit overkeen on breakfast maybe in the morning?
Maybe a bit of that, maybe a bit of something else, but no, it's not too bad.
What about the change room? Have they got nicknames for you that go along that line?
My nickname's Burgess, so that's it all really. Which is quite funny.